Southgate. Gareth Southgate. No, don't do it. Just don't wind me up like this. Sorry I'm late, guys. I had to do some double checking on this. I've seen all of them stories coming out earlier on. Gareth Southgate being earmarked as Manchester United's manager when Ten Hag steps aside. I was buoyant after the weekend. I'm thinking Ten Hag's turning it bleeding around. I'm going to read you a conversation I've just had with a journalist about what has been written this afternoon. This is Forever United TV. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are live. We are talking Manchester United managerial situation right now. A conversation I did not envisage happening this week, especially after what happened at weekend. But there are some harsh words in that conversation I've just had there then. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into everything else that Sir Jim Ratcliffe said earlier on as well. What is going on right now? Get tuned in, get comfortable. Let's get into what is happening around Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Gareth Southgate and Ten Hag. There is loads to get our teeth into. Man. Right, get your comments in. If you're live, get talking to me. Let me know what you think. I'm going to put a poll straight up in the chat. I've already put it up. 98% of you were saying no to Gareth Southgate. This is going to be an absolute disaster. Like, every single United fan now needs to pray that these players get behind Ten Hag and he is as successful as he possibly can be the rest of this season. We have to be. Guys, give the video a like while you're at it. I'm Adam. Welcome along to FUTV. Get your comments in afterwards as well, guys. I will go through plenty of these tonight. I've been busy today, so not caught up on this morning's show yet either, but I will get up to scratch with a few more messages as we go on. But yeah, this is actually a serious conversation that we're going to have right now because, like I said, I was convinced we was going in the right direction. Like, I thought, like, a weekend. Obviously, things can go wrong in the season still, but for the news to come out now, I know it's international break, and I was hoping that this is why this has all come out. Like, England duty, Southgate gets mentioned, stories start flying around, stories get made, and 2 and 2 together makes 4, which equals Gareth Southgate becoming Manchester United manager next season. Well, let's pray to God that does not happen, because that will spell the end. If you cannot win a major competition with this England squad right now, you don't stand a chance in hell managing Manchester United and what we're going through right now. He is the worst person to put in this position right now. And you can clip this all you want. If this comes back to bite me on the ass, I would gladly take it. But I know deep down inside that Southgate is never the man for Manchester United. I've had people messaging me today laughing at this news, that this could possibly be going on. So, say, journalist, my message first. So, I speak first. I'm going to read you out what I've just had now, just before I came on air. My message was, "You're kidding me with this Southgate stuff, mate. Wish I was. I'm only reporting what I know, not what I want." I'm laughing. So if Eric's off, then it's Gareth. Eric definitely off. I was like, what? Like, what? It carries on more. Depends on a couple of things, but he's very close. Gareth Southgate depends on a couple of things, but he's very close to Ashworth and Brailsford, so don't underestimate that the power of the people, basically, of Manchester United. So my response to that was, Eric definitely gone then. Some massive shot's going to be fired this summer then, if that's the case. Well, if he wins the next 10 games and then the FA Cup, they won't be able to sack him. But yeah, Sunday won't save him on its own. I think that's logical. I think that's sensible. Yeah, we know that. One game isn't going to salvage your season. I thought it'd at least get him through to the end of the season, was my opinion. But Champions League place and FA Cup it is then. That was my question back. Even that might not save him. But his position definitely under threat. That's the conversation I've just had then, and it's like, wow, like, seriously? Get a hot sweat on thinking about that right now, thinking that Gareth Southgate could be the man. And out of every single manager that you could possibly pick, Gareth Southgate is the, easiest, the big yes-manable person that you could possibly get out of contract with England. It's like Mike Ogden's tweet says there. It's like Southgate, a chance at winning a World Cup if he carries on with England, or if he wants to be Manchester United manager. there's so many people reporting on this. I think I seen it first in the Daily Mail. So it was like, well, now everyone's talking about it. So everyone's saying exactly the same thing. I just needed to double check with that there and just make sure that this is what everyone was saying. So, yeah, it's a case of Ten Hag is definitely off skis at Manchester United. He needs to win the FA Cup and he needs Champions League football. It's the only way that Ineos will think that Erik Ten Hag has still got a chance of carrying on. I was listening this morning to that interview. We touched on it a little bit in the morning show today, in the lunchtime show today. We touched on it and I didn't go into detail on it because I wanted to talk about the other topics about the player situation right now and transfers. But he was talking about and was asked in that conversation, who do you want to win the league? His response was, I hate them all. Fantastic response. Brilliant from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And he then said, if anything, he would obviously pick Arsenal. It's the lesser of the evils, isn't it? But what he also said was, in that same response about Arteta, Arsenal have done well. They have been patient and they've given Arteta time. So straight away I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking? I'm going, well, that's exactly where Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos are going with this here, with Erik Ten Hag. It's like they're going to give him the chance. They're going to give him a bit more time. It all just sort of led that way, but clearly not. And then all of a sudden, an hour or so later, maybe even just an hour after the show we did earlier on today, the news comes out. I've got a producer from TalkSport message me laughing with the link to the Daily Mail saying Southgate, next Manchester United manager. Everybody knows. Everyone knows. We are just turning the corner from being the Banter FC laughingstock football club that we are and going the opposite direction with Ineos. If they bring Southgate in now, we will just go back to being the circus and the ringleader. Like, constantly stuck there performing every single week with Gareth Southgate as manager. It is going to be absolutely everything pouring down on Manchester United. He has not got the capabilities to handle this football club, even with Ineos behind him. And the fact that Ineos will be behind him is even more worrying, because that means that they're going to have to back him to the hilt and keep him in there, even when things are going wrong, because they will go wrong, because he has not got the tactical nous to handle playing or coming up against the likes of Liverpool, City, Arsenal. He has not got that. He has got the best squad in the world right now at England, and he still cannot get us over the line. They are the best team that there is internationally right now, England. And you know what? He may win the Euros. He should win the Euros, not through his tactical genius, not through what he knows and his in-game management and how to handle certain situations, just simply because he's got absolute world-beater players there that you cannot fail with. You strip that back, Manchester United, and that for him is just, it's just an impossible feat. It is. He's never going to be able to handle what's coming his way, coming to Manchester United. And like I said, if Ineos are going to back him, then it's going to be even more, because they're not going to want to look like idiots. Like Brailsford, Omar Barada, Dan Ashworth. Apparently it's Ashworth and Brailsford who are the favourites and are the ones that are pushing the Gareth Southgate one. They feel like he is the man to take United forward or to this next level under Ineos. And they're not going to put their reputation on the line by getting rid of Gareth Southgate. It's going to look embarrassing for them. So if they do pick him, then we are in the shit. We really are. Because they're going to keep him there as long as they can, just till he makes something of that appointment and gets something at United. But this 3-year plan, you can whoosh down the toilet if Gareth Southgate's a manager at Manchester United. Sorry, Sir Jim. You are completely barking up the wrong tree with Gareth Southgate. I don't know what you're seeing in him at all. I don't know why you think he's the man to handle this United squad. If Gareth Southgate was to come in at Manchester United, you'd have to get rid of everyone and start from complete scratch with a brand new squad. And then later on, Kobbie Mainoo gets his invite to England. Coincidence? No, it is a coincidence. And you know what? That was the only bit of news today that sort of took away the dread that Gareth Southgate could be Manchester United's next manager. Well done, Kobbie Mainoo. Absolutely fantastic news. Chuffed to bits for him. He deserves to be there. He's been playing outstanding. And finally, we have another young talent in that England squad. It's been a long time in coming, and I feel like that is just rewards for that academy and the staff there and everything that's going on at Manchester United. Well done to them. Well done to Kobbie Mainoo. Fantastic news. Absolutely buzzing for him. But Gareth Southgate, like, he's just killing it, man. Stop it, United. Ineos, Sir Jim, Sir David. No, simple as. Gareth is a no-go. You're not doing it. We're not allowing you to do it. Southgate could be the end of Manchester United. We're already close to it anyway. We're clinging on to by the skin of our teeth. And you want to bring him in? There is not anything on this planet that is going to align to make him work at Manchester United. Not one. And that, for me, will be the single biggest mistake that this football club ever made. It would be worse for me than David Moyes. That's what that will be. Bringing David Moyes in straight after Sir Alex Ferguson, bringing Southgate in, would be worse than that. That's how bad it is. Give me Potter any day of the week ahead of Gareth Southgate. It is just... it's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous how United can even be thinking this way. Oh my God. Like you could have gone and just said, look, it's the Daily Mail. Like London says there. Now I'm not bothered. It's only the Daily Mail. But everyone's talking about this. So I mean, ESPN. It's all over the place. Fabrizio Romano's come out today and said Erik Ten Hag has got a good chance of still being at Manchester United next season. I mean, yeah. If apparently he wins all of his last games, gets United into the Champions League, and we win the FA Cup. Now, standing in our way, we already know what the fixtures are, and we've already talked how difficult they are. There's no guarantee that United are getting Champions League. It is more than on, don't get me wrong. We are definitely in the race for it. I just feel like every single Man United fan now needs to be fully behind Ten Hag just to get him over the line, because if they're thinking of changing it and changing it to Southgate, then, my God, yes, please, Eric, get a grip of these players and get more performances like we did against Liverpool at weekend. Get them in, and please, let's get somewhere this season. Let's get that FA Cup. Let's finish in the Champions League. Let's make it virtually impossible for Ineos to sack him. Because as much as people don't want Erik Ten Hag here and bemoan his tactics and what he's done at the football club, the players he's brought in, I would still feel 100% more comfortable having him with Ineos behind him than Gareth Southgate behind him. This is just a complete no-go. No-go. Getting into the chat. Let's see what you say. Southgate for England, champ, please, at Old Trafford. I think that's coming. That's a super chat from Block N2410. Thank you for that, buddy. Into more chat. Mr. Miracle, like I said, is a Southgate. What? Like I said, Southgate is a puppet. Ineos needs someone like that so they can pull the strings behind the scene. That's why Potter is also on the list. They could also control him like a puppet. Fix it to Jim and David. I can't and haven't watched England since he's been in the chair, says Don Grace. Be turning United fans away here. Oh my God. British Bulldog, I'm close to giving up on football. Ineos are terrifying. Southgate would be the easiest, no doubt, but a very worst candidate to manage Manchester United, says Anthony. What else have we got here? What if England get knocked out early, says Michael. Please don't. How can I go from Ten Hag to Southgate? That will go down as the biggest mistake ever. Yes, like I said, worse than David Moyes. 20 times worse than David Moyes. Oh, good God. It just scares me every time I talk about it, or every time I think in my head of Southgate sat there in that dugout at Old Trafford. He'd probably have Holland at the side of him. It'd be like England 2.0. It'll be horrible. Absolutely horrible. Man hasn't got any tactics at all with the best players in the world at his disposal. And now he's coming to Man United, who is in this shit situation right now, not knowing where they're coming or going or what's going to happen this summer. And he's going to be man at the top of that to control that. Sorry, no. No. It ain't happening. No, please don't. Eric, please, come on. Erik Ten Hag's running my army. That's what God. Please. All is forgiven. Neither Southgate or Nagelsmann can start until after the Euros, putting us even further behind everyone else. We need stability. It can't be, can it? The more you look at it, cheers for the 100 likes, guys. Please keep liking the video. Hit that subscribe button as well, guys, if you tune in for the first time. We're on Forever United TV. I'm Adam. We're talking Gareth Southgate being #1 target for Ineos. Start crying now. Start crying now, because that will end us. It will end us. I'm going to have waistcoat nightmares if he becomes Manchester United. If he becomes United's manager, it's like watching paint dry. It really is horrendous, isn't it? It really is. Oh, we have another super chat from Stephen Harper. Southgate has no passion. He doesn't, mate. He's boring. It's like everyone says. It's just boring football. Matt Armbruster, there's no chat, there's no message on that there, but cheers for the super chat. And Carol as well. I thought it was 19th of March, not 1st of April. It's come early, Carol. Sorry, Carol, it has come early. Oh, God, we need something to cheer us up right now. This is just, like I said, I can feel it in the chat. I can feel it in me. It's like the worst case scenario, this right now. Ten Hag, logically, will get another season. FA Cup final is 25. There's no time to sack him. It's the 25th, you mean? Right, okay. It's the 25th. There's no time to sack him and sort transfers. Apparently there is, Simon. This is what I'm being told. This is all in the pipeline. And this could happen. It really could happen. We have a super chat from the legend Daz Salford 69. Green and yellow waistcoats. No. No more no waistcoats. No. That's for England. That's for the Free Lions. He ain't got any raw left in him. Let's be honest. Like, he will win. Oh, he should win the Euros. Like, if he doesn't, then United should be steering well clear of him. They should be well clear of him even if he wins the Euros, because let's be honest, any manager who has done any qualifying badges at all should be winning the Euros with that England team. I'm sorry. It is the best team that you could get. You have to make it work with that team. And then still, I don't want you at this football club. I don't. Even if you've won an international trophy and brought England's first success in bleeding decade upon decade, I don't want you at this football club. It is never going to work. At club level, tell me, what has Gareth Southgate done and achieved? What are this man's credentials? There are none. Absolutely none. Just because he knows the players. What? There's only 3 bleeding United players in the squad. No. It will be an absolute disaster class, and Man United will go nowhere. And that 3-year plan, like I said, flush it down the toilet, Sir Jim. We are done if Southgate comes into this football club. Ineos just want a yes man. Looks like if they are, it looks like that if they're after Southgate. That's from Trevor. Mel says, I don't believe it for 1 second, so I'm not worried. It's all talk, clickbait or clickbait, maybe, Mel. Sorry, I do it all the time as well. This is calm for all Ten Hag outs. Whinge bag, says Simon. Billionaire and their toys. Gary Donaldson says, I admit the players need to get behind our manager. It was his subs and tactics that won Sunday's game. They've now set the bar. Don't let the fans and FUTV armour down for the rest of the season. No, don't let anyone down who's going to them games or watching them games. MDR Samurai, thank you for that other chat as well just before that, my man. Really appreciate that. If them players need an incentive to get Champions League, then this is it. Yeah, like, he could end careers. Ten Hag is already ending us, Adam. Mate, honestly, if it's between the two, not a chance. Ten Hag, all day. All day. London 1965-7, thank you for the super chat, buddy. It reads, everything Ratters has said so far made lots of sense. Getting best in class, that's why this story must be fake. I hope it is. But Brailsford and Dan Ashworth, the hopes that we had behind the scenes of a real structure coming to Manchester United are the ones that are spearheading this possibility that we are going to be having Gareth Southgate as a manager. Like, I couldn't believe what I was reading in that conversation. Erik Ten Hag definitely going. He does need to get the FA Cup. in the trophy cabinet and finish in the Champions League places. It has to happen. It really does have to happen. I think Kaz has actually missed what I've said because she sent me a message there. I have already mentioned that. I don't know. I don't know if you missed it. Graham says Holland has been sat behind me most every home game. Hopefully he's just looking at England players, Graham. Don't scare everyone, please. Please don't scare everyone. But yeah, in terms of what Kaz said there, if, again, anyone who wasn't watching earlier on, in the interview that he did with GT Cycling Club earlier on, he was asked about players. He was asked about bringing someone like Mbappe to Manchester United. He literally said, we want to find the next Mbappe. We don't want to have to go out and buy an Mbappe. We don't want to have to go out and spend fortunes on buying another Mbappe. We want to uncover the next Mbappe. He was asked a load of questions. Who he wants to win the league. He hates all of them. We were talking about this a moment ago. And it was Arsenal. And this is where I got a little bit excited that this Southgate story is just a load of crap. I keep going back to this as to convince myself that it is a non-story. But it read that Arsenal have done well. And that is just because they have backed and given time to Arteta. And I'm automatically thinking, yeah, that's because he wants to give Ten Hag time. Let's be honest, everyone who has been mentioned, Southgate, De Zerbi, Potter, none of them are going to do any better than what Ten Hag is doing. That is a fact, innit? It is a fact. Helge with the super chat, thank you so much. Do you seriously believe a biased reporter trying to make a name for himself in front of Ratcliffe himself? Ineos are clearly planning summer with Eric. They can plan a summer as much as they want with any manager in charge. Like I said the other week, I think I said it last week about the tour. The tour is being planned around Ten Hag. Ten Hag has been at the forefront of planning the pre-season tour. But the tour when Ten Hag came in was planned by another manager as well, and Ten Hag went into it. It does not matter. Transfer targets, summers, out the window. If they don't want a manager, the manager's gone. It's as simple as that. They can plan with a proper football structure and a style of play that they want. Let's not forget, Ten Hag hasn't met the standards for a style of play yet either. Ineos are still discussing that and how they want to be. I think we've seen signs of what it was against Liverpool, which was take the game to your opponent. A couple of weeks before, though, it wasn't that against City, was it? It definitely wasn't that against Everton. So Ten Hag still hasn't met the brief in terms of what Ineos want and how they want to play football. That is still up in the air. So they can plan their summer on transfers around whatever they want now. They've got a structure in place. So the manager is just one man who has a say on players coming in. If Ineos have got a style of football, they don't need a manager to decide what types of players to come in. Are they looking for a puppet? Are they looking for someone to play the type of football that they want, who is just going to say yes, yes, yes? Let's not forget, Ashworth was a big part of the FA as well, and the development side there. Brailsford and all of his knowledge and everything, and all the people he has met and given advice to, it all fits in. Like, that trio right there is a match made in heaven in some quarters, but not for Manchester United. It really isn't what we need right now. And like we said there, we're trying to convince ourselves that this is not going to happen. We're trying to say, look, they're planning the summer with Ten Hag. This is the way it's going to be. It isn't the case. It can just go like that. It can. With that logic, do Ineos see Southgate as the new Sir Alex Ferguson? God, no, definitely not, Anthony. That cannot be the case. That's embarrassing to even mention them two in the same sentence. Boxing Straight Talk. So we are employing Southgate and buying nobodies. Great start from Ineos. It can't be, can it? It can't be. Every time someone comes up with a comment like that, it's on point. It's on the money. And it just tells you, like, no, it's logically not possible. It really isn't. Southgate hasn't managed at club level. Never mind Premier League. For how long? What was his last job? No, I can't even remember. Was it Middlesbrough? I think he did another job after Middlesbrough, didn't he? I'm sure he did. I'm going way back there. I think he was player manager, wasn't he? At Middlesbrough. There must be another manager. Graham will know which one it was. Helgi's back with another super chat. Cheers for that. They also see that 80% of the squad is not good enough. Third, 2 finals, 1 trophy last season, cup final, and maybe 4th this year. Absolutely impressive. If it comes off, I don't think they can sack him. It's impossible. I agree completely with that, Helge. You cannot get rid of Ten Hag if he brings the FA Cup to Manchester United. If he brings the FA Cup and Champions League place, then no, definitely not. He will be the first manager post Alex Ferguson to win back-to-back trophies in consecutive seasons. No one else has done that. Jose got 2, yes, in 1 season. Then he finished second. But no one has won a trophy a season after another. No one has done it yet. Ten Hag will be the first to do that post Alex Ferguson. And with the absolute shit show that's been going on at this football club, and for him to manage it in that, with all the criticism coming from me as well, I'm not going to hide away from what I've said in my opinion on Ten Hag. I would want another manager in next season, but I'm not going to sack a man or get rid of a manager if he manages to turn this around and get us in the Champions League and the FA Cup. He deserves another shot just for that. But I'm definitely not swapping Ten Hag for Southgate. Dear God, no. That would just be, like I said, that would be the end of this football club. It would. Because we can't afford to fall any further behind. We would fall behind dramatically with Southgate. It's not going to happen. We've convinced ourselves this isn't going to happen, guys. Not a chance. Not a chance. Does Ratcliffe want to play manager like Bowley at Chelsea with Brailsford, Barada and Ashworth to guide him? I don't know, Michael. No one knows what he wants. It's changing week in, week out right now. Has it spin out there to see the reaction? Yeah, probably. Oh, well, I hope it is. But no, these journalists are serious about what's going on. Like, Ten Hag's job is on the line. And their candidate, if it does go wrong, completely wrong, is Gareth Southgate. He is number 1. Adam, that wasn't Erik Ten Hag. He threw everything at Liverpool, not falling for this just yet. I would love to see us play on the front foot all the time, but that doesn't seem his way at all. No, I think he needs, if Ten Hag has got wind of this and if he knows what's going on behind the scene, is that not even more incentive for him to just go out, no, what, F you. This is how I'm going to play. We're just going to go at absolutely everything. From now until the end of the season, we're just going to give as good as we get. We're going to lose if we try and defend. We've seen that. We tried to defend against Liverpool. We tried to defend against Man City. We got a credible draw at Liverpool and we got beat at City. We took 1 point off the 2 of them. City have poleaxed us at home already this season, done the double. Liverpool, thankfully, we managed to win that FA Cup game and got a draw out of them in the league. If we can actually beat them in the league as well in a few weeks' time, then that is a turn up for the books. And that's a man who's actually managing to get something out of this team against one of the best in the league. So that's something that we have criticised a lot recently about our record in that top 6. If you can do the double over Aston Villa and take 4 points and win an FA Cup game against Liverpool in the same season, you're going in the right direction. It's the crap around it that worries me with Ten Hag. That's the only thing. It's all right getting up for these big games, but every time we've had the drop off when it comes to a poor one, and that's got to change. Southgate couldn't manage his way out of a wet paper bag, says Trevor. Bararo says Southgate has won nought but bottle a final against Italy. Keep Erik Ten Hag if that's the options out there. Totally agree. Derek, proper cup tie game for a change. Yes, it was. Dinky Man says if they insist on losing Ten Hag, the only Simeone Inzaghi would only Simeone Inzaghi. But I would keep Ten Hag over them two as well. I think, like you said, what manager's out there that can change United from where we are now? Straightforward question. Somehow, I think we've actually got some Arsenal and Liverpool fans in the chat, because 9% of you think that Southgate is good for Manchester United. I don't know. They're definitely not United fans anyway. Borough, and he got them relegated and then got the England job somehow. Is that what it was? See, I was convinced he's only had the Borough job. I thought there might have been something more, but no. I think I was right. My cat, Winston, for manager above Southgate, says London. We know the Glazers only sack when the manager doesn't get top 4, says Rajat. Yeah, how much influence Ineos have got in this now, though, is something else to bring to the table as well. A new manager will give everyone a chance. McTominay, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, everyone will stay. In saying that you want to change, summer clear-out is so important. I want to change everything. If Ten Hag does not get what is needed this season, he goes along with the players. I know where everyone's fear is in terms of the players staying, another manager comes in, another second chance for everybody. It can't happen. So Jim Ratcliffe has already backed himself into a corner by saying 3 years. It's scary. It's scary. If you want to know Southgate's stats and what he's achieved, then get onto SofaScore. They are our partners here on FUTV. There's a QR code bottom right-hand corner there, guys. Scan that QR code, download the app. It is completely free, no cost to you whatsoever. The best football app out there. We've also got a link at the top of the description of this video as well, guys. If you want to scroll down, click on that. That will also take you through to the App Store. Ranked 20 in the App Store as well. The best football app for stats, team news, everything you need to know about your football club and all of its players is there right on your phone. Go download the app now, the best that there is, SofaScore. Thank you for them for supporting us here on FUTV. And guys, it all helps with the channel, so not asking you to do anything, but just go and download something that's free and is the best football stats app out there. Go get it. Let's get it. The link is in the chat as well. Kaz has kindly put that in there as well. Charles says, people complain about the style of play, but what is Southgate's style of play? It hurts to watch England play. Charles, I completely agree with you. Ten Hag over Southgate all day long, every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. No, I don't want him. Quite clear. I think I've made that abundantly clear. What if he buys Henderson? He seems to love him. No, Jonathan, please don't. Daz Salford. I want Zidane just for that headbutt, preferably on Pep. Pep will be long gone by the time Zidane hits any of these shores or anywhere else, I feel. Southgate will bring Henderson with him. No. That's the problem, Adam. There are no managers out there that are available that are good enough. It's true. I think Nagelsmann, again, he's the only man that I would take to replace Ten Hag. The more I hear about it, it's like, I just don't think... Like Ancelotti, I love him. Fantastic manager. I would take him, but let's be honest, at his stage of his career, I think we need a new approach, a new vision. Nagelsmann, for me, is the only man that I would take at United if you're getting rid of Ten Hag. That's where I'm at. We know that Ten Hag is going to get right until the end of the season. That is set in stone. We will beat Coventry in the semi-final. We will be in an FA Cup final, the last game of the season. So he's going all the way. It's whether or not they've got the balls to get rid of him if he doesn't make the Champions League. They're not going to do that. They are not going to do that. Held with another chat. By the way, I back you so much, Adam. I just strongly agree with giving these players another chance. You say clear everyone, but you know that won't happen to the extent you will. I just strongly agree. Or is it disagree or agree, Helg? He said that twice there. I'm just trying to think. I don't think you want these players to be given another chance. They've thrown many a manager under the bus, so I'm going to go with you don't want rather than do want. 29% win rate at Middlesbrough says it all about Southgate. Only 62% with England. That's poor. That's dreadful. Is that what it is? 62%. Oh, man, of the tournaments that he's been at, that can't be right, surely. He's been to semis, finals, everything. That's not right, is it? That'd be mental. Absolutely mental if that's the right stat. We need Inzaghi, Adam, says Boxing Straight Talk. A few people calling Inzaghi out now. Ten Hag need good centre-back, Adam. We will have a style of play without centre-backs who can't play high line. We are semi-pressing, semi-low block team. Yeah, we are all at sea in terms of our setup and what Ten Hag wants to do. We're struggling with it. He is, isn't he? He is. I'm just going to click into social media just to see what is actually going on. If there's anyone talking of anything else. Manchester United, like, seriously. Let me just see what else is going on out there right now. No, we seem pretty safe. Yeah, so Jim Ratcliffe is definitely pushing ahead with the new stadium. That's another headline. I talked about João Neves this morning, the pros and cons of that and how Manchester United make that work. Christian Eriksen is upset with his game time. We talked about that earlier on today as well. He's had a meeting with Ten Hag apparently. He's not happy with the amount of game time he's getting. I mean, I'm happy with that. There's no problem. Every player wants to play games. So do it professionally. Go and speak to the manager. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Sorry, Adam, but if we keep Ten Hag... If Ten Hag keep losing games, he will lose his job sooner. You think this season, that FA Cup, if he gets through, have they really got the balls to make that call? Like, we're out of the Champions League, but we've still got an FA Cup final to play. All being, we actually beat Coventry in the semis, which I'm confident we will do. No disrespect. It will be a tough game still, but I feel like United will prevail. So, if Manchester United do get to the FA Cup final and Erik Ten Hag becomes, and Manchester United and his team become mathematically unable to reach the Champions League places, do United pull the trigger? Or do we let him play out the rest of the season and get to the FA Cup final and see if he can win another trophy? Can you sack a manager that's won back-to-back trophies? That would be harsh. It would be harsh, but you can still see it happening, can't you? You really can. Not what's said in Danish papers. He said he understood his playing time. Well, that's crazy, isn't it? Like, so, Carsten there talking about what's been said out in Denmark for Christian Eriksen. And it's all been spun apparently by the English media. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I wouldn't. I didn't even see it in the media. It's more social media, to be honest. But a few people have been talking about it. Didn't you hear Sir Jim interview? There won't be any Neves. His price tag is too high. No, it's not a case of that for me. And I was saying it this morning, Clinton, as well. I was saying, look, Manchester United can make Neves happen. It's if they want to. They've got the money to spend. And the fact that he's 19 gives you plenty of scope further down the line. It is a full-on investment in that. I agree with you on the price tag and why I said at the end of the video that I don't think we're going to go to him because there is just too much to sort out and he is at that higher end price bracket. Someone else is going to take him. We will miss out. Hopefully it doesn't prove to be one of them players that absolutely tears it up in the Premier League. And we did have a chance of getting him. Hopefully not. Guys, make sure you please hit the like button. Creeping up to the 200 mark. If everyone in the room right now can give the video a like, that'd be fantastic. Let's get up to that 200 spots, everyone. Keep your comments coming in on everything we're talking about. Players, managers, Leeds United. We need Chavsky FC to beat Cheetahs City. If not, we don't have a chance to beat them in the final. Going in on City and Chelsea there. Alexander says, so you know, guys, how much money Man United lost because we didn't play the Europa League. Obviously not Erik Ten Hag out. Worst manager. Okay. Doesn't want Erik Ten Hag. Adam, do you think these players are good enough to both play Ajax-style football and win consistently at the same time? Are the players good enough? No. So why is Ten Hag doing a bad job? Because he brought in half of the players that are starting, mate. There is players. So he is part of the problem. I understand what you're saying, but everyone is at fault for this. United, Ten Hag, the players. I think the players more, personally, but Ten Hag isn't without his flaws for this season at all. You look at that starting lineup. He's lucky that he's had the young academy players available to him, because the players he's brought in to play them positions have ultimately not been good enough. But, hey, that's football for you, isn't it? It is. That percentage have to be seen in context of having access to all English players in the world's largest league. A win over Tuvalu of Azerbaijan also in those stats. Tuvalu? Who the hell are they? I don't know if that's a typo anyway. Note to Southgate, I will be finished with the club after 50 years, says Daryl. Let me see what else we've got in here. Dinky Man, just because Fergie turned it around, don't mean Ten Hag will mate, but no to Southgate. Tom Charlton is in the chat as well. We as a club have to be ruthless to get back to the top. Ruthless isn't bringing in Gareth Southgate. Kobbie Mainoo is unbelievable. What a player. What a player. Definitely. I'm absolutely buzzing. That's the best news we've had today. Forget about your Southgates. Forget about Ten Hag being sacked. It is all about Kobbie Mainoo today and him making his first call-up for England. Absolutely brilliant news. Other good news as well, guys, is that Lisandro Martinez has carried on training as part of his rehab. He will be available for selection, whether or not he'll be fit enough. But when we come back from international duty, in a week and a half's time, Lisandro Martinez will be available for Manchester United. He is training with the first team over there in Argentina. So that's fantastic news for us as well. Looking really positive now in terms of these players that are coming back. And hopefully, that's what's going to get us over the line and get us this trophy and actually get us in these Champions League places, because we need this to happen now. If you have only just tuned in, we're talking about the disastrous news that Southgate could be the new Manchester United manager. This cannot happen. It can't happen on anyone's watch at Manchester United. Definitely not Ineos's after they put forward a 3-year plan to get Manchester United back up there again. That is unthinkable, and it won't happen. You will have no success if Gareth Southgate is the man at the helm. I guarantee it. It will end in tears. 100% it will end in tears. Backup striker, centre mid, centre back, but I would prioritise attack due to goal difference. Not rocket science, says Dad Salford. What's we got? Disastrous is putting it lightly, says Jacob. Yeah, say that. 200 likes in the bag, guys. Thank you so much. As always, absolutely brilliant from you guys. Last chance to get all of your comments in, everybody. Erik Ten Hag still not making any sense. Speaking at post-match pressers, is English still so crude and primitive that he barely makes language sense? Then how should he excel in making precise player coaching? Better than Southgate. So I hope Martinez doesn't take too long to get his match sharpness back. He is our engine. I really miss watching this guy. I think Manchester United miss him. They do. Adam, imagine if Mourinho comes back. Would you like to see players' faces when he steps in the locker room? All old players would be scared. Well, I think Luke Shaw would be done at the football club, to say the least. Ten Hag transfers. Ericsson did well last season. Martinez and Casemiro play of the season. But Highland promoted Mainoo and Garnacho. Sabitzer was a good loan. Amrabat and Antony is bad though. Mason Mount is bad. Some would say Onana is bad. Mainoo and Garnacho, lucky that he had them there. And we have got our act together in the academy as well. I think they have been forced into the reckoning simply because there's been no one else there. Like, you bought Casemiro as a quick fix, really, because it looks like he is going to be gone after this season. At the age he is, there's no longevity there at all in him. Ericsson, good last season. You can't be buying players to have one good season. He's fallen off this season badly. Like, there's a load more. It's like Dubravka. It's Bayindir. Pointless goalkeeper signings. Could we have not bought another fullback for that? I mean, he has got some good signings in there. I did like Malacia, but he's been unfortunate, really unfortunate with injuries. So, yeah, you've got that as well. So you could say that's... It's the problem with Ten Hag is, and I think his major problem is the in and out nature of these players looking like they want to play for him. The inconsistencies. Like, if you got effort like you did against Liverpool every single week, no one is even arguing. No one's even bringing up another manager's name in the whole conversation. We're not even talking like Ten Hag could be possibly out of the door this summer. We'd be comfortably in the top 4 right now. Possibly even challenging, maybe just below. If we had that effort that we had against Liverpool, then we'd be comfortably challenging, I feel. Because that is never say die football. That's what Manchester United were built off. It's like we didn't have a style, but we never gave up. These players have always given up, and we've seen it. And that was the first time we've actually seen them not give up against a big side. Definitely under Ten Hag anyway. Because to go in front, then go behind, then come back, and then go behind again, and come back again, and then win it, that's something this United side has never done under Ten Hag. Never done. There's never been a plan B. We had everything right for us. Everything worked. The substitutions worked. The players' attitude was there. That's what needs to happen constantly, every single week. And you know what? We can forgive certain tactics and blunders and losing. I said it yesterday. I said if United lost that game against Liverpool, I wouldn't have been complaining. I'd have been gutted. But you cannot ignore the effort that them players put in. And that is everything right now. If he gets that out of these players from now until the end of the season, yeah, we may lose some games because there's better teams. But it just convinces everyone that Ten Hag is the right man. It does. It convinces everyone that he will be the one to go forward. Because if you have got the players on board, you can always work on changing systems and finding a way. It's when the players give up and stop putting in the work rate and the effort for the manager, that's when you have to go, it's end of days. There's no way back for the manager. That doesn't work in today's football, Adam. It's not sustainable. No, it's not sustainable. And I did say that you are going to lose games doing it. But what it does show is that the players are behind him, and then you can work on that and make the system better. Change the style of play. Because without them being on board, it's pointless even trying to do anything new. And I think this is the problem he's had, because the system and the shape, the formation just does not change, ever. It's like we've taught them this. This literally, the style of football we're playing right now is the same style that we had to adapt when we started the game against Liverpool last season, the third game of the season. He tried to play Ajax football. It was working in pre-season when the pressure was off. First game of the season, blown away by Brighton. Second game, completely outrun and fought by Brentford and smashed 4-0. And we had to revert back to something different because these players couldn't change, couldn't adapt this new style of football because they weren't good enough. Now, if he gets through his second season, a new structure coming in, and he can be given that power to work with Ineos and change these players and bring in better players, then he's got a chance. He has got a chance. He's got more of a chance than what Southgate would have, trying to do what we're talking about right now. 100% he's got a better chance than what Southgate has. Please, God, no. To finish up the show, it's a no to Gareth Southgate. United, Sir Jim, Dan Ashworth, Sir David Brailsford, Jean-Claude Blanc, anyone involved with Ineos right now, every single Manchester United fan is telling you to your face right now that Gareth Southgate is not the answer. You need to keep Ten Hag if they're your options. He will get more out of these players. The discipline, what's happening on the pitch, it's not been great. But he is a lot better than what Gareth Southgate is. And he will get more success and bring you more success than what Gareth Southgate will. It is a no-go. It's a no-go, Southgate. Let's just end it there. Guys, that is it for tonight's show. Thank you so much for tuning in, as always, for today. earlier on and this evening. We are back out and about tomorrow, guys. More different content for you. Live outside again. Another location for you tomorrow. So make sure you're tuned in with your notifications on. We are back live at 12 tomorrow midday, unless anything breaks. There's stuff coming out all the time at the moment, but please give the video a like before you jump out of the room. Enjoy the rest of your evening. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, so next time you're in on a live show, you can get involved in that live chat. We bring everyone in to the conversation on this channel, whether it be a super chat or a normal chat. Thank you so much. Well over 200 likes tonight, guys. All the super chats, everyone's comments, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And we will see you all tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, everyone. See you now.